This is Andrew from Echo Company, and I'm here today at the Stradset estate with DMJ Imagery and the Bushcraft Lab, and today we're looking at water collection, filtration and purification, and we're going to describe some of the different contaminants that are in the water and how to get rid of them prior to consuming your water. So what we're going to look at first are the 5 contaminants that we find in water, and later on we'll go through some of the products that can be used to filter and purify. Okay, so what we're looking at are the 5 contaminants that we find in water. Now the easiest way for me to show you this and why we use filtration and purification is with a simple model, and that is using these. So firstly we have turbidity, which could be stones, sand, biodegradable matter, anything like that. After that comes parasites, and parasites can be worms or various different types of protozoa, things like that. Following on from that we get viruses, following viruses, bacteria, and then lastly is chemicals. Now the reason that I've shown you like this is if we're going to filter our water, quite often a filter will get rid of turbidity and some of the parasites. To get rid of bacteria, viruses and chemicals, we need to purify the water, and we can do that with either the products that are available on the market, or through boiling, or through purification tablets. So what we're looking at first is water collection. Now whenever you're thinking about water collection, the contaminants that are in that water, you've got to think about those when you're collecting it. So I have a dirty water collection kit, and what we have in here is a 58 pattern water bottle, which is my dirty water bottle. I have a steel mug. In the lid I've got Pura tabs, and then in the bottom I have a head net which I use for filtration purposes, and I also have an old millbank bag, and we'll come back to that in a little bit later. Whenever you're collecting dirty water, you've got to think that if you put that into the water, the contaminants are going to be on the outside as well as the inside. So you should always have dirty water collection and a clean water bottle, and that way you're never going to get the two mixed up. Okay, so what we've got now is a range of different water purification and filtration products. The first one I'm going to look at is the Brown's Bushcraft Millbank bag. This is a replica of the old army one, and we'll come on to this a bit later, how you use it and what it can do. Then we've got the Sawyer Mini, which we can use as a filtration system. We've also got the Msr filtration system, and we've got the Aqua-Pure drinking bottle filtration system. Lastly, we have the water purification tablets, which are your catch-all safety system. Okay, so the products that we've got in front of us are both for filtration and purification. The first one, the Millbank bag, is really just for filtration. That's going to get rid of your turbidity and some of your parasites. The other ones we've got here are, we've got the mini Sawyer, and we'll open that up. Inside you've got cleaning materials, but you've also got the filter and the squeeze bag. Now obviously the water goes into the squeeze bag, and then the filter part just screws onto the top, and then you squeeze through. That's your filtration part, and the water comes out of the end here. Then following on from that, we've got the Msr Water Filter. Very similar, but this time you literally put the tube into the water, and you've got a pump action here which will bring the water out, and again all the filters are inside. We're not going to go into details of the filters or the different technical specs. That can all be found on various different websites, including the Bushcraft Lab. Lastly, for filtration, we've got the Aqua-Pure. This is a squeeze bottle, and quite simply the filter is actually in the top, and what you do, fill your bottle and then through the top and squeeze your water out, and you'll get clean water straight from that. And then finally, if you don't have any filtration, boiling water and then using the purification tablets will make your water safe to drink. Okay, when you're using the Millbank bag, then that's obviously just a filtration system. What you want to do when you've collected the water out of that, to make sure, if you don't have a filtering system, you need to make sure you boil the water. Really, it needs to be brought to boiling point and left on a rolling boil for about 3 minutes, and after that it should be safe to drink. If you want to be extra careful, then again you can drop in your purification tablets following that. For our water collection, we're going to be using the Brown's Millbank bag. Now before you use this, or before you bring it out, it would be ideal to put it through the washing machine. If you put it through your washing machine, make sure you don't use fabric conditioner, but you can put it through, because before you use it you need to give it a good soaking. So we're going to give ours a good soaking in the water here, and you want to make sure it's inside and outside. Give it a good wring, and you want to make sure that all the fabrics and all the material is really well soaked through. Don't worry about the water contaminants being on the outside, because that's going to be all cleared up later. All you've got to do is make sure that it's soaked through completely. Give it a good wring out. If you're not sure, all the instructions for this are on the back. And then what we do, this would get hung up on the tree, and when you collect your water, you fill it all the way up to the top, and you'll see there's a stitched line across. Don't start collecting the water that's coming out of the bottom until the level has reached that line. Best way to collect it, out of your dirty water container or your dirty water collection kit, use your mug, metal mug, and then fill up, and as I said, keep going all the way up until the bag is completely filled up. And as you can see, there's water already starting to leak out the bottom, but you keep going. Nearly at the top now. And so you can see that's now completely filled up. That can be hung from the tree, and you can see your stitched line across. As I said, once the water's reached that line, then and only then take your container, put it down under the bottom, and then that's how you collect your filtered water with your Millbank bag.